Uh, I just want to apologize that the video wasn't up on Thursday. I've had a pretty bad week of everything. And I also want to apologize for the obvious darkness and lack of any sort of picture of the video. But right now, I don't feel like I'm able to face the camera. And I still do want to make this video because I know that some people watch them. And as I said, as long as one person is watching and getting any use of it, I will continue to make these videos, no matter what else comes my way. If one person is getting some sort of help from these videos, I will continue to do them. So that is why there is no picture at the moment, and I do apologize for that, but I'm just not able right now. Where do I start? I mean, it's very difficult because last week, as I said, I missed a lot of work. I did 2 days of work last week, and just not happy in general with anything. It's not specifically to do with work. It's just I physically can't go into work, and again this week, I worked a single day, and obviously that's okay. Getting the time off that you need, but then you gotta worry about the money, and everything slowly builds up on itself. And actually, that video I wanted to kind of try it. What I was gonna do was try and talk about how to deal with it, but obviously I'm not in a place to do that right now because that was a better mood kind of video to deal with things. And right now I'm not in that place. It's just so difficult because it's almost as if it is obviously a constant cycle, but usually there's a bit of respite, and I haven't got any respite the last 3 weeks. It's just been completely dark. I don't want to be here anymore. As I said, the suicide attempt a few weeks ago, I'm still wishing that had been successful. I'm not gonna lie to people. I said that this would be an open and honest, kind of a place where I could share my feelings, and where people could comment back and be open and honest and not be judged. So yeah, that's how I feel right now. I just want to be gone, and the way I deal with things where I'm at now is I just kind of shut everyone out. I don't text back to anyone, and that's the worst way to do it. But it's all I can do because I physically cannot bring myself to text people back. I can't bring myself to turn on the lights in the morning. It's so dark right now, and everything is just getting on top of it. I will probably try a small bit to talk about how to deal with it. It's so difficult because I do have kind of exciting things coming up, things that are progressing. With the page that I'm currently running with organising an event for a talk. I'm still working hard on that back here, and it's just so difficult because you're trying your best to do good things and to make positive things happen. And when they don't happen, then even while they're happening, I'm still very down, and I'm still suicidal. And I feel like the reason I go currently is to kind of protect myself from myself. If that makes sense, it might make sense to some people, but I do feel as if I don't if I don't go out, if I don't talk to people, that'll be it for me. Then if I stay on my own for 2 or 3 hours, then I'll be gone. So I'm not sleeping. I know a lot of people who suffer from depression suffer with a lack of sleep as well. Totally normal, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it's incredibly difficult right now, and it's getting to be too much, and it's getting to a stage where my methods of dealing with it, I can't use them at this point because they're not registering with me. For example, dealing with stuff bit by bit rather than letting it all build up and obviously dealing with it in one whole go. You can't do that because it's just building up so quickly, and I have no respite. I have no motivation. I have no energy. It's really awkward because it's a vicious spiral. Like, I can't get out of bed, and I'm ignoring people that I want to talk to. That makes me hate myself even more. The place is a bit of a mess, and I can't find the motivation to get up and clean it, and that makes me hate myself even more. And then when it comes to sometimes with the suicide, obviously the last time, as I said, someone was at the house and I couldn't actually physically do it. But when it comes to it in terms of when I actually have a chance and I can't do it, that makes me hate myself even more For example, there was a fundraiser on Thursday night for the football team, which I am captain, and I couldn't bring myself to go to that. This is how bad things are at the moment. I couldn't go to that event where I know it would be happy, I know it would be a good time and a good laugh, but I just couldn't deal with people, and I wanted to go. I really did try to go. It's the same thing with work. I really have tried to go, but I can't do it. I mean, it builds up my head and it's not physically possible. And I know I'm kind of jumping back and forth, but as I said, I don't really practice what I'm going to say because I just want these to be from the heart. I want these to be as open and honest as possible. Uh, you know, day by day, it's slowly getting worse. And people come up to me, happened to me a couple of times in Cork lately, and people are coming up saying, "Oh, keep it going, do what you do with the videos, you're really helping people." And that does help. I'm not gonna lie, that helps a lot. And even some people who are having trouble that I didn't personally know directly, but I was told to message them, and I've got a message back and stuff. And now, we're talking constantly. And as I say, when I do go into the moods where I shut down, bear with me, because anyone who messages me will get a message back off me. But it's like all these positives. And if I look at the positives and the negatives, I'm sure at the moment the positive will outweigh the negatives. But the negatives seem so impossible, so just massive, but then I can't overcome them. I do want to say something about the hospitals, because unfortunately people have been on to me through the page, and they've told me that people have killed themselves in Galway, 5 people in a week and whatever, and said that the system is flawed. It is, okay? I've been to the COH, I've been in that mental health ward. It's not a place for people with depression. In an ideal world, you would have for every sickness, schizophrenia, dementia. I know most of them are in a home, but you know what I mean. A depression would be in separate wings, because when you mix mental illnesses like that, they feed off each other, and it gets worse and worse and worse. I'm telling you now, this is the truth. And there's obviously something going wrong. I will not blame the nurses or anything that's working in the system, because I know it's not their fault. But I do want to say that I did go up there, and I did get a woman who was foreign. And I've had foreign doctors before, and they've been some of the best doctors I've ever had, going for surgeries, my ankles or my calf or anything like that. So I don't want anyone to think of this. But this particular woman could not understand what I was trying to say to her. I couldn't get across the points because I had to basically talk in basic English so she could understand me. And it was very frustrating, because leaving there I didn't feel I got what I needed or what I wanted, It's important that someone who works in the healthcare industry should be able to understand and just be able to listen and be able to talk to me. But it was so frustrating. I said this to my doctor when I got back, and he understood. But there's nothing people can do about it right now. And I know it sounds like I'm just complaining a lot, especially in this video. But it's so difficult, because that's the last resort, to go there, and you get met with that. It's unbelievable, because I don't even know what to say anymore. With the way things are at the moment, I really don't. And I wish I could be of more help to people. I just want to help. It's what I want to do. And if I do end up killing myself, then I want to help as many people before I go as I possibly can. And it's not easy for me to say things like that, but it's just the truth. And I've always been honest with people about this since I started talking. It's just so difficult right now to do anything properly, to get out of bed or go to anything, and people can't understand from their point of view, and I get it from their point of view, because it does make me look like an asshole because I'm not texting back and it looks like I'm ignoring them. But that's not it at all. And people, I get, they don't understand because they haven't been there, and I hope they're never there. But this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bridge the gap between people who are depressed and people who aren't, so that there's more understanding there, so that this to talk about it becomes more normal. I want to break this stupid stigma we have over it, because you know it seems to be just don't talk about it, don't talk about it, don't talk about it. People who aren't depressed don't want to hear about it, and I get that. I completely understand. I probably wouldn't want to hear about it either. But we have to address it. This problem isn't just going to go away by ignoring it. We have to deal with this and make it as normal as we can to talk about it. And that's kind of all I'm going to say on this video, because I just can't right now do much. I do apologise for that. But look, as I said, anyone who needs help, do message me, talk to me. I promise I will get back to you. Thank you.